Hello trainers, we are back this week and we are taking a look at Pidgeot. As you can see, I am in a London rooftop and it is a little bit windy, it's quite cloudy and a little bit cold, but this is some of Pidgeot's favorite weather, so we will definitely work with that. I hope everyone is staying safe with everything going around in the world, and hopefully these videos can be entertaining and take your mind off of that for a little bit. But if you like these videos, do drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified when new videos are up. I am planning on releasing one of these for every single Pokemon ever released, so that is going to take a bit of time. But let's go ahead and get started. As you can see with Pidgeot, he is quite a big bird. This is a male, but there is no difference between male and female with this Pokemon. And we will go into further background on the last part of this video. But for Pidgeot, you can see the under feather, and most of it, the bottom half of its body is that creamy sandy color. That color goes around its beak up and below its eyes, and it follows the edges of the wing. I do have to be a little careful. I'm getting a little too close to Pidgeot. That wingspan is quite big, but you can see the creamy color goes most of the bottom half of its body, and the tips of the wings above have that same color, and the light brown color that we've seen in Pidgey and Pidgeotto continues with Pidgeot. The top, the top layer of the wings is that same light brown, and you have the same color going through the back and around its face, actually. So let me just try to get around Pidgeot without falling off this building. But you can also see, let's just see how close we can get. You can take a look at that black around Pidgeot's eyes, and it goes down under the cheekbones, and it does the same for the other side. So what we saw in Pidgey and Pidgeotto is just gotten a little bit longer, and Pidgeot's furrowed brows just makes it seem like a much more serious Pokemon, just a bit. You have the really cool hair. I mean, Pidgeot is known for that really cool hair. The hair is a little bit blonde, I would say. The top part of it, it's not as creamy sandy as the body, and it does have texture, it does have some shine. It's just Pidgeot has that hairstyle. Pidgeot is that bird, and Pidgeot also has really that flanking that blonde is this really cool dark orange, almost red piece, and that just it just makes it really cool looking. And you have that red that follows to its tail, and it's 4 feathers on its tail. Let's see if we can you can take a look right there, and you can see just how long that hair is. It's flowing, and it's looking cool for Pidgeot. Let's get a quick growl. And also with Pidgeot, you have these claws that can carry that they are quite big, and for prey somewhere, this might be a bit scary. It's 4-fingered claws, and you can see a bit like the knuckles on these claws. And I don't know, I might stay away from Pidgeot if I did not want to get grabbed and carried off, because they look quite strong and they look like they could carry, human children. And we'll find out a bit more about what Pidgeot can manage when we go into a bit of its background. You have that same pink come up in the beak, the same way that it has with Pidgey and Pidgeotto, and I think those are the main things with Pidgeot. Let's just get a few growls. I really like how that looks. I mean, that might be the cover right there when the hair goes up a bit. I just love that. We will be covering only the normal form and the shiny form of Pidgeot. So far, they have not been corrupted by Team Go Rocket. And so if and when that happens, then we can do a bit of an update. But for now, Pidgeot remains as you see him. And I just want to get to the back so that we can see one of the wingspan growls, and we can go ahead and move on into the shiny form of this Pokemon now. Okay, trainers, so we are back and we are now taking a look at this shiny form for Pidgeot. It is very golden, as you can tell. It's just very surrounded by light and dark gold, as you can tell from the claws and the beak. Those are a bit of a darker gold, and that follows a bit with the hair, what is flanking the blonde, which used to be red, but you can see how highlighted that is with I just love how this looks. And most of its body kind of continues with that creamy color, although that color is a little bit darker now, a little bit yellowing, and then the top end of the hair continues to be that blonde color, although it is a little bit discolored. It's not the same exactly, but I still really love that, how it's flanked by that golden streak of hair on either side. It just looks really great. The eyes and the black around the eyes, although that remains the same, and you can see the brown, what used to be the light brown on top of its feathers and around its head, it's a little bit darker of a brown. So let's go around towards the back, and you can actually see that gold that flanks the hair continues back here with the tail feathers. You have the 4 tail feathers, and they look very, very golden. You can also tell, you can see the claws, they're just, as menacing as ever. Let's get a bit of a few growls, and you can just look at the different shades under the wing. You can see how layered they are. It still continues to keep that same color. Other than those things, I think most of Pidgeot remains the same. Well, it's not like he's gone purple or anything. Some shinies have a very drastic changes, and Pidgeot continues to have the 2 base colors. It's just a little bit tweaked, but I really love the golden, just how golden it becomes. The claws, the talons, and of course the beak. It adds to that majestic look that Pidgeot really has. And I love when he does his growl and the hair flips at the back. It's just nice. I really like this Pokemon, and I'm excited to go deeper into its background and find out more things that I've never really considered or thought about. But it has been really enjoyable to look at this family, and thanks for sticking around. We will now go into the last part of Pidgeot's background. I do also want to make this quick video with Pidgeot actually sitting, and this way you can really see the wings a little bit calmer. Pidgeot is kind of posing and kind of just looking around. You can see the hair, just how beautiful that looks. Pidgeot is very, looking like what's going on, but I just really like how beautiful this Pokemon looks. And let's just get a quick growl. I mean, isn't he just very majestic? It's just very beautiful. I mean, if you're looking at the bottom half, that could very well be Pidgey, but it's just good old Pidgeot. Let's get a quick growl from the front. And yeah, I just like this Pokemon very much, and I just love how they can follow you whenever you play around with them. And let's see if we can pat Pidgeot a bit in the back. He's a fan of that for sure. Make sure to play with your Pokemon. That is something that they do love. The official Pokédex entry for Pidgeot reads as follows. Pidgeot. This Pokemon has a dazzling plumage of beautifully glossy feathers. Many trainers are captivated by the striking beauty of the feathers on its head, compelling them to choose Pidgeot as their Pokemon. It spreads its gorgeous wings widely to intimidate enemies. By flapping its wings with all its might, Pidgeot can make a gust of wind capable of bending tall trees. Its well-developed chest muscles make it strong enough to whip up a gusty windstorm with just a few flaps. When hunting, Pidgeot skims the surface of water at high speed to pick off unwary prey. Its outstanding vision allows it to spot splashing Magikarp even while flying at 3,300 feet. This Pokemon races through the skies at Mach 2 speeds seeking prey. Its large talons are feared as wicked weapons. It can fly at twice the speed of sound at an altitude of nearly 1 mile. In full flight, by the time its flapping is heard, it's long gone. Trainers, we will now review Pidgeot in more detail and delve deeper into its background. Pidgeot has no visible differences between male and female. Originally from the Kanto region, they can be found in temperate forests with lots of growth and large trees. They can also be found moving around larger lake areas and fields, hunting for larger prey, or in their nests around mountainous areas. In Pokémon Go, Pidgeot does not nest but can be found in the wild when the weather conditions are right. While wild sightings can be rare, they prefer partly cloudy and windy weather, so make sure to look out for them, trainers. Pidgeot is an aerial hunter, primarily going after small prey like Rattata, Caterpie, and Magikarp. Some daring ones can go after Goldeen, though they are not always successful. Giant Pidgeot have been found to reside in Fairchild Island. Its size is due to the excessive quantities of food on the island. They are still quite agile and not in the same situation as the Pidgey and Pidgey Island, so keep a lookout if you don't want to become their dinner, trainers. As the Pokédex states, Pidgeot has a dazzling plumage of beautiful glossy feathers. This beauty captivates trainers and compels them to choose Pidgeot as their partners. Its beauty and strength is quite regal, and Pidgeot has a legacy around royalty, as seen in Cameron Palace, which is in Kanto and located north of the town of Rota, on an island in the center of a lake. For those not familiar, this is north of Mount Silver and just northwest of Mount Moon. Pidgeot served Sir Aaron, a knight and Aura Guardian, also known as the True Guardian of Aura. Pidgeot was Sir Aaron's prime method of transportation, and even while being ridden, it was able to avoid attacks of other flying Pokemon. This particular Pidgeot was loyal and remembered to history in a striking painting. Pidgeot's strong talons and powerful wings make it a worthy opponent and powerful ally. Outside of working with trainers, they are known to lead and protect flocks of Pidgeotto and Pidgey from bully Pokemon such as Fearow. Their powerful physical features help them in the wild, but when applied with a trainer, their great eyesight can be used to detect danger. Their speed and powerful wings can carry trainers long distances, and the combination of all can help trainers take down opponents and help them reach their goal of becoming a Pokemon master. Pidgeot can be less hostile than Pidgeotto, and while still territorial, they no longer attack others for simply entering their domain. With their amazing eyesight, they watch from afar and decide whether intruders have ill intentions. If you mind your own business, they will let you be, but potential threats will be attacked without hesitation. Pidgeot is fully capable of breaking bones with their powerful windstorms, and their beaks and talons are just as powerful. Attacks against humans are exceedingly rare and only result from prior harassment or abuse. Pidgeot can also be very sweet and protective towards children and trainers. A sweet testimonial from a preschooler reads as follows: "My daddy's Pidgeot is the bestest Pidgeot ever. Even when I hide really good, it always finds me right away. And it even lets me ride it high up where the clouds are. Daddy says Pidgeot spoils me too much, but it doesn't matter, 'cause Pidgeot always takes my side, teehee. Just don't tell Daddy, it's a secret." When Pidgeot finds their purpose, whether it's to protect their own or their trainer's own, they are like knights and tie themselves to that cause. If trainers get an invite from Pidgeot to ride them, it can be a great way to travel and get things done faster. But always make sure to be safe for your sake and Pidgeot's sake as well. And one last thing, Pidgeot enjoys to be pet, just not on their chest/stomach area. The name Pidgeot and its Japanese name Pidgeot are combinations of pigeon and jet, referring to its great speeds. Despite its name, Pidgeot's look and behavior does not resemble a pigeon, but instead a bird of prey, such as an osprey or an eagle. Its eye markings strongly resemble the sun and sky gods of Egyptian mythology, Ra and Horus. My initial thoughts on Pidgeot are just wow. I have always loved the beauty of this Pokemon since my first introduction to the Pokemon family. It was interesting finding out some of the ancestry of Pidgeot and to see the royalty roots. It makes sense that throughout time, the beauty and powerful features have made them important parts of history. I did know some basics of Pidgeot, but have never deep dived into research, so I enjoyed finding out about just how fast they are and how powerful their wings, talons, and beaks are. While this power can be intimidating in some Pokemon such as Beedrill, I think Pidgeot looks just as fluffy and sweet as ever, granted with a good level of grandness and regalness that comes with its stature. I particularly enjoyed how sweet the anecdote of the preschooler was. This further added to the respect I already had for this Pokemon family and how much I can relate to them. Pidgey pursued their dreams even when underestimated. Pidgeotto sacrificed and grew in order to help others being bullied, and Pidgeot in the end becomes a fair and just Pokemon who is a loyal, loving, and powerful ally you can depend on. I would like to note that there is a final form not covered in this video. Mega Pidgeot, once released in Pokemon Go, will be further explored, and I am excited to return to this Pokemon family. We also did not cover Shadow and Purified forms, as they have not been corrupted by Team Go Rocket. Finally, I love the shiny form because it further adds to the beauty and regal aspect of this Pokemon. I hope you learned as much as I did about Pidgeot. Okay, trainers, if I missed anything or if you have any thoughts on Pidgeot, please add them in the comment section below. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when a new video is up. I plan to release one every week with the goal of completing every Pokemon in every generation currently released. Please follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Pinterest, and Twitter. The handle is @LondonInstinct for updates, posts, and stories. I am having fun featuring art submissions from trainers around the world, so feel free to submit yours too. Also, make sure to stay safe during these tough times, and we can all get through them together. See you next week, trainers. Bye.